Well, welcome everyone once again to another one of my narrated goofy action cams. This is Duluth, Mission Creek area, and a trail that is actually unnamed. It's an unnamed Blue Trail. I called it the Blue Raven, and you'll see why here in a moment or two, hopefully. So here I'm at the trailhead, pretty excited. This is the trailhead from the the paved trail. I forget what it's called. But I was like, oh, this is going to be great. It looked like it was a lot of fun, and man, I was just impressed right off the bat with this trail. It had the rollers, it had the topography, and obviously it had its own beauty too, which just continued to amaze me as I went. Lots of fun turns, lots of ups and downs, chances to get some speed, and just have a lot of fun. So like I said, if I didn't say it before, this is the Duluth Traverse. This is not the Blue Trail quite yet. I did encounter a couple of mud spots here and there. Some of them were small, some of them were big, and I couldn't quite figure that out. Other than the water flow was. Anyway, there's the Blue Trail. Now I'm on the unnamed Blue Trail that goes south, and this is really an amazing trail. If you have not ridden this, get up there and ride it. Obviously, it's lots of fun because of the way it was engineered and built, but I can't believe the amount of different trees, different colors, and whatnot. Obviously, this is fall. I don't recall the exact date. Sometime in October of 2017. And I am riding my Specialized Camber on this. Here's one of our first walkways. One of these trails, I think it counted over 20 walkways. That was the one on the other side. I think it was the Cathedral or the let's say Pincushion Mountain. One of those trails on the other side. But it was just an unreal trail, especially toward the end. If you have ridden this, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it gets out of state. It felt like I was in some lone woods somewhere, not in Minnesota. Birch trees, pine trees. There may have even been some other stuff in there too. I can't recall, and I'm not seeing or recognizing some of these other than the obvious stuff that you're seeing. But the variety of trees, I think there were some maples up there. Yeah, the trail it's one of those trails that just doesn't want to end, and it just keeps getting better and better. Obviously, you can see the view is starting to come in place. And somewhere in here, I ran into a bird. I didn't run into a bird, but there was a bird that kept landing in front of me on the path. So that kind of, to me, that kind of gave its name. At least from my records, I know it's going to get named something, and I'm going to always consider it. Oh, this is it here. You can start to see some of the scenicness of the trail through the trees, but it really opens up here. And at some point in time, I don't recall exactly where. I think it's about 4 minutes in. I think we're going to come up on our friend here pretty quick. Where are you? I mean, not just the trees. There he is. There he goes. That's the bird. That's the first time. Crazy thing. I know it was the same bird. I think it was a pigeon. I came up with the term raven just because raven is kind of an iconic to me in my biking, so I called the trail Blue Raven. I called it Man High Hill at one point in time, and it's coming up with all these goofy names. Mud Top Hill, Mud Side, but those names don't fit. They don't. Obviously, like I said, the colors were just coming off their peak, and I think somewhere in here, I'm trying to remember. I watched this a few times before I did the narration, but at some point in time, I was like, man, whoever built this trail was pretty awesome. And oh, there he goes again. There's the bird again. I caught him off camera too. He came back off camera when I wasn't recording. This is crazy. But But yeah, I just I was tickled pink with the way this video turned out for beauty. Oh, here we go. This is it right here, folks. I think I'm coming up on where I just stopped, and I was like, wow, yeah. Nope, not quite. Getting pretty close though. I was starting to realize that I was on a hill, descending very slowly. Here we go. This is the opening right here. I was like, wow, look at that. And I actually biked on the other side of the ridge. That's where the other trails are, I believe. I don't know the exact location, but there was just some unbelievable scenic. I'm hoping I'm getting you to get interested in going up there because the trail had the feel when you got into the pines here. I think we'll get into the pines maybe a little bit here. The red needles on the floor made me feel like it was Cuyuna Range a little bit because there are birch trees obviously there too. And then the scenic beauty and just the vistas and outlooks that you come across as you're riding reminded me of the Bluff and Red Wing. And those are my two favorite places until I came here. Now this is one of my favorite places. Probably number 2 in the state. Getting into a little bit of the pine trees here. But I'm not sure. It's kind of a long video, but it just gives you an idea that this is kind of what, to me, what it's all about. Biking the woods, serene wilderness all around you. Trees are flying by you. You got the color. You got the views. You got the terrain. And you're just rolling through it. Just taking it all in. Yeah, I guess there weren't too many walkways here. I was thinking there were more. Maybe. I think they're planning on... They should be planning on putting more in because there were a couple of spots that it was just like... And I know that's why they built so many of them. I think this part of the hill wasn't as bad as the other one. The other one, I was hoofing it quite a few times. There's another scenic view there. As you come around and get into some pine trees, starting to get into that red needle feel. But I almost want to go back up here again when the when the colors are out again, just because I have that. It's kind of like the first time I went to the Iron Range. First time I drove up to the Iron Range. Fortunately, I didn't do any biking that time, but it was like this. Still a little bit of green here and there on the floral, the forest floral. I can't talk. Sorry. I'm trying to think. Maybe the bird did come back a third time. I'm not sure. But anyways, in any case, like I said, it's an awesome trail. To me, it was the end of a legacy. Obviously, I was considering getting a new bike, especially when I saw some of the stuff that was up here. There are some secret trails that are only on the maps when you get there. Like, oh, there's a black diamond over there. Oh, whoa. Time to get a new bike. Okay, we're rolling again, and I kind of did some goofy stuff here, but I was starting to realize that the terrain was getting more level and not as interesting right here. And all of a sudden, I found myself... I might actually talk a little past the video here. I found myself in a very unusual spot and realized that the access to these trails has many points, as you'll see here in a moment. I only encountered 2 other people on this trail when I did it too. That was on the other side toward the end of the day. They were up on the Upper Cathedral area looking at one of the vistas. Not very many fields like this, but then all of a sudden I came to a paved trail, and this is the Munsinger whatever paved trail that goes through the parks there, and you can access it. I turned back, right up there is the bridge where I started. Pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.